So, hello everybody. It is me, Demetra K, and I am sitting here with Donovan, the recovering Democrat Sadiq, also known as the Black Yul Brenner. I think he's recovered and he's still bald. He ain't recovering no hair yet, but keep hope alive. Nevertheless, the purpose of the Demetra K Show is to promote Black love, knowledge, and understanding of all things that go on in the Black community to make us an even better people with the emphasis on even because we're great people, but we can always strive to do better. I'd like to say a big giant thank you, hello, and welcome to YouTube and Facebook. You are the other side of the conversation. Not only are you viewers, but you are family, and sometimes we share the link. You know what? I might share it today. I haven't shared it in a long time. I might share it today. We'll see. But if I do share the link and your profile looks like this and I've never seen you on here before, please go to this. And then if you're not comfortable, you can go back to that. Just know that no one else can see you but me, not even Donovan, until I bring you up to the big screen. Also ask that we are respectful in the comments and on the panel, as I know that sometimes things get heated. It's not that we disagree, it is how we disagree. So normally Donovan and I would do our podcast, which is not live, right? But today we decided to go live because, as you guys know, unless you live under a rock, which would probably be nice at this point, right? That today is election day on the national level and state and local, right? Don't forget about those races as well. But it is considered to be a federal election where either Kamala Harris or Donald Trump will go to the White House as the president, the 47th president of the United States of America. The last time I checked, was about 2, 3. Donovan, he's saying that's where he's rolling with. The last time I checked was about a couple of hours ago. It looked like the polls are still very tight. A tie from what they're saying. But there's a place called Dixville Notch in New Hampshire where they have a total of 6 people. There, and they historically vote at midnight to be the first place, I guess, in America to call their election results. And so the 6 people that voted, 3 voted for Kamala and 3 voted for Trump. So it's just kind of funny to know that. But nevertheless, we don't know and we won't know, hopefully, until tonight. California or places that are in the Pacific time zone, standard time zone, they'll call their results last. So like California is Pacific time, and so they're 2 hours behind where I am at in Texas. So it'll be 8 o'clock their time, 10 o'clock our time. But I think we kind of know that California usually goes blue for the Democrats. So I don't know, still have to wait. But then there's another scenario that we won't know, right? Because maybe it's so tight to where they got to, go find and count the ballots and this, that, the other. So it's a lot of people are biting their nails off, right? They're trying to just, figure out, oh my God, I just can't wait. I don't know what I'm going to do. And I've had people call me. I'm like, listen, y'all get off my doggone phone. Okay. I don't know. I'm not in, in the ballot business or nothing like that. I wouldn't know. I'm going to know like y'all know who's going to win or whatever the case is. But we thought we'd come on here and give people an opera. Yeah, Panther strike 6 people in Dixville Notch, New Hampshire. So they've called their election results and it's a tie. I thought it was kind of cute. So anyway, we thought we'd give you guys,
Well, you also got to remember Dixville, New Hampshire isn't suffering from the illegal migrant crisis either.
Clearly.
So
with 6 people there, clearly. So anyway, we thought we'd give you guys an opportunity just to kind of say what's on your mind, how you feeling, or whatever the case is. But no matter who goes to the White House, you still got to live life, especially us as Black people. We still got to up your mighty nation, accomplish what you will. We got to do for self. We got to do all of that, right? That doesn't mean that, because neither one of them are for reparations. That doesn't mean that it won't happen. It will, right? But we going to be all right for now anyway. So, Donovan?
Hey, that was a great intro. I appreciate it. I predict Trump is going to wipe her out in the Electoral College, and it's a possibility he will win the popular vote. Unfortunately, this woman ran the worst campaign I have ever seen as a political person. She ran on killing babies and joy and celebrity endorsements. And a lot of these are celebrities are connected to Diddy in some way or whatever, there was allegedly, so on and so forth. And to bring out Jennifer Lopez, That was the worst thing you could have done if you want to clear the Diddy allegations. As we know, Jennifer Lopez dated Diddy in the early 2000s, late 90s, early 2000s, and was caught up in a shooting spree at a nightclub and such and such and so forth. But anyway, do us a favor, you guys. There's a banner at the bottom. If you guys want to donate, please do so. Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, cash, money order, whatever. For those of you guys that have not registered to vote, in some states you can register on the same day. Please go do so. So if some of you guys that have not voted yet and you are registered, we don't give a damn how you vote. Green Party, Cornel West, Mickey Mouse, it doesn't matter. Vote your interest, your family thing, whatever. But it's important that you register, because at the end of this election, because propaganda is something else. Oh, she's ahead. She's ahead. She's ahead. Hitler said it. The bigger the lie, the more people will believe it. And if you guys are sitting here thinking a woman who has been appointed to every position she's ever been in is ahead of a former president who's running again for office, you've got to be drinking some serious Jim Jones Kool-Aid, because it's just no way, the way I look at it. And then people keep disrespecting the black vote. When you lose it as a Democrat, when you lose a third of the black vote, you cannot win. So anyway, also don't forget to download the African Diaspora News Channel app. You can get that on Google Play, Apple Store, or you could do like me. You could go right up to YouTube, subscribe, become a member. I do the yearly subscription. You can do that. And by the way, I believe the Ethiopia trip is still going, and Phil Scott is packing his bags, getting ready to go. And that's going to be a great, great trip for him. And I'm going to tell you this, Demetra, and for you guys out there, I hope you guys are feeling well. Demetra put up a video talking about people who lost friends and family and stuff. If you haven't seen it, go to the Emancipation channel. You guys can see it over there. I think even Demetra's channel. You can go to my Facebook. I posted up on my Facebook channel. Talking about friends and family and people that are mad. Demetra, I will never understand how people could get so emotional over a person that would not piss on them if they were on fire. And it's actually happened. People are just they lost friends and family over people that don't give a damn. I'm wearing a Donald Trump hat. Yes, I am, but I don't ever expect to meet the man. But here's the difference. I have a better chance of meeting Donald Trump than I do Kamala Harris. That's for sure. But anyway, it's just sad. But how are you feeling, Demetra? Like I said, I'm going to be glad when this is over. And subconsciously, I'm going to say this. I do hope Kamala Harris wins, because this is going to if she wins, it's going to wake up a lot of black people in this country that this Democratic Party, we got to talk about the Democratic Party, because we give 90-something% of our vote to the Democrats. It's going to wake people up and see what they don't do. If you've been to my page, I recently put up what Joe Biden just did, and he's hurrying executive orders just in case this woman doesn't win. He specifically gave, I think it was $19 million to HISs, historically Latino HLSs, historically Latino schools, specifically. Again, another black eye to black people. And you still got, unfortunately, ladies, black women out here who, woo, Kamala, this is what they're doing in your face, and you're still going to give them your vote. But it's your vote, and you know what? Live with that vote.
And I think it's Hispanic Service Industries or something like that. They gave you $19 million to help, I guess, with the program or whatever it is. AB Promotions. Thank you so much for the donation. Love and appreciate you for that. He says, I think Trump wins popular vote and Kamala wins electoral college, in my opinion. Yeah, it all remains to be seen. We will know when we know. And of course, whoever wins the electoral college, that's the one that will be going to the White House. So we will know, I guess, this evening. All right, so I'm going to get to some of these comments. And CJ, see how you doing? He says, I hope Trump wins, but I don't know. Yeah, we'll know when we know. 70 DRC, how you doing? It says, good afternoon. You saying good evening. Good afternoon, everyone from the blue state of Illinois. Long lines to vote in Chicago. Highly doubt Chicago will turn red, meaning Illinois will stay blue. Well, Illinois probably will stay blue. I just think it was the will of the Chicagoans, Black Chicagoans, there to turn it red, specifically Chicago. So I guess that remains to be seen as well. But we saw a lot of the Chicagoans standing out there saying we're flipping it red because we were tired of what Mayor Brandon Johnson and the city council, aldermen, all them people there did, allocating all that money to illegal immigrants that went over there, and they got everything their heart desired while they told Black people no. So I get it. Just us, how you doing? Says absolutely, sir. Go Trump or anybody but Kamala. Okay. Rain, he says, so you're talking to Trish. So you're asking her a question. Okay. And Black man, how you doing? Says Florida is already looking like a landslide for Trump. I don't think that's kind of a secret. I think Florida's kind of a red state, right? But I get it. Miss Price, how you doing? Says if she wins, it will show us our government ain't ish. I think we kind of already know that. Rhonda, he says, I disagree, Donovan. They will make excuses like they did with Obama.
Yeah, I have friends that are still waiting for Obama to stand by us. And they were the first one about, he just got in office. Give him some time. 4 years later, we're still waiting.
You mean Biden? Waiting.
Yeah, Biden. Yeah.
Biden.
Give him some time. Remember some of my friends? Oh, give him some time. He just got in. Y'all expect everything in it. Joe Biden did everything within the first 45 days for specific groups. LGBT got something, Hispanics got something, illegals got something. Everybody got something within 45 days. He was just signing executive order after executive order. That's all he did for the first 45 days. Then when it was all said and done, now it's time for the Black folks. We're still waiting.
Yeah. Demetrius, how you doing? Says Kamala's going to win. I don't want it to happen, but that's where we are headed. We'll know when we know, right?
Let me ask you this, Demetrius, real quick. Could you just tell me basically why you think she's going to win? Based on what?
Angela.
And please don't say celebrity endorsements. Just please don't say that. But go ahead.
Angela says, hi, Demetri and Donovan. I hope you're doing well. He says, yes, Donovan, you're right. I have family members upset, but I don't want the chameleon to win because these illegals are ruining this country. And I should say, too, it's that the left they're putting it in place so that the country is the way it is with illegal immigration. So if you think it's bad now, what do you think it's going to look like when Kamala gets in? She's very pro-immigration, by hook or by crook. It does not matter how they get here. Her and Biden opened up those borders and they allowed all the people that wanted to come over here to come over. But the crazy part is, y'all remember when the Haitians tried to come over here when 2021 Biden had just gotten office? They sent them back immediately. Talking about we can't afford to take care of them. We don't have the resources. But then shortly after that, they allowed everybody and their mama to come over here. And all of a sudden, well, I guess they kind of forced the states, the blue states and cities to take care of them or what have you. But it's if you don't like the state of immigration now, you just if she gets in there, you just keep waiting.
And what's crazy is I think there was like 15,000, 30,000 something Haitians or something like that. 15,000. He flew them out of here within 2 weeks. Taxpayer funded airplanes. He flew them out in 2 weeks, 15,000 Haitians. Think about that.
Yeah, they didn't waste no time. AW, how you doing? Says Donovan, if they haven't woke up yet, they won't. Yeah, it's but I think 4 years of Kamala, I think a lot more Black people wake up because she means what she says about Black people. I'm not trying to help do nothing for y'all, that benefits you specifically. So
wait, but y'all are crazy. You're gonna have a sororo be sworn in by Sororo and a Sorora Delta Phi Sigma. Yeah, that's historic. That's historic. Your mama Black. Y'all better be voting for Kamala because your mama Black, even though she ain't. But your mama Black. Oh, that's right. But she's a female. Come on now.
Facts Not Feelings, how you doing? It says peace and love, family. Media is pretending this is a close race. How can a candidate who did not win any primary, never won an election before, lost almost half of the Black male votes, still win the election? That is a good question. Hey, sis. Said an idiot either way.
You know what? And Amanda brings up a good point. And that's one thing I always ask people. regardless of how you're going to vote and what you think about America is this great country and so on, look at the trash representatives, not just on the national level. These are the people that were in high school that sat in the corners and didn't really say they weren't popular. They weren't not popular. I mean, everywhere you go, we've got trash candidates and people are voting for these people and not calling them out.
I don't know, facts not feelings. We'll see. You know, like I said, I've had people ask me, and I'm like, I don't know. And I want to say this too. I've never endorsed a candidate, but I was very clear that I did not want Kamala to win for obvious reasons, right? So I just want to be clear about that. Big Merk G, how you doing? You says Joe Biden was using an elderly woman in a wheelchair as a walker while waiting in line to vote. You know what?
You know what, Big Mike G? Did you see him use President Carter wheeling that man? I talk about Carter voted. Y'all, the man. I don't even want to go there with Jimmy Carter, but it was just so sad that they're using him as a prop as well.
Demetrius says, I think she's going to win because the power behind her wants her in by hook or crook. That's the only explanation I have for why the Dems will run such an awful candidate. That's my reasoning.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, and I get why you say that. Yeah, there's a lot of people. I saw Rakim sort of give an endorsement, and Too Short gave an endorsement. I was like,
I want you guys to think about this. You got Megan Thee Stallion, Glorilla, Cardi B, Too Short. This is a city girl. Now remember how she got there. I'm a screw yo man. I mean, she was openly in California dating a married man openly. What you do behind your closed doors is what you do behind closed doors. But she's out there disrespecting this man, a married woman's man, or whatever. And if you really think about it, she embodies the city girl spirit. We're voting for a city girl. And to have Too Short, come on now, endorse you, that's an oxymoron within itself.
Yeah, United States, they are very complicit in the destabilization of Haiti and a whole lot of other countries around the world, right? But they'll never want to talk about that. So yeah, it actually goes way back even before the Clinton administration. So absolutely. Rainey says, I did the same thing. And Shelly says, the media is lying. Let's see here. Belinda says, and I saw you say you voted for Trump as well. And Curly Girl, he says, Mississippi will always be a deep red state. Oh, yeah, you better believe it. Quincy X, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Queen Adaya, what's going on with you? Says they will select who they want during the election. That's what they say, selected, not elected, right? Mars Dream Production, how you doing? Says, who does it look like is winning so far? From what I saw, it was kind of a dead, heat from what they're saying. I'm not looking too much into it because I try to protect my mental health with all the crashing out and just nonsense that goes on online. Timothy, how you doing? Says this election is very draining. Come on now. Says I'll be glad when it's over and the inauguration. You and me both. It is draining. And I was having this conversation with somebody the other day, and it's very strange. It's strange. It's just like elections are contentious, but this one just seems different. And the Nation of Islam basically said, do all you need to do today, running around or whatever. And after you vote or whatever it is you're going to do, stay home. Because, things are unpredictable. And they also said, be quiet after that. Because whoever wins is the will of God. Now that I do agree with, because America has a reckoning, an awakening that it needs to have, especially due to the original sin of slavery that it has never atoned for. So there's a lot to be learned, regardless of who goes to the White House. That is for sure.
Yeah, it's funny that you say that because last night I was getting my ammo cans out and I was specifically putting tape on them to what ammo is in what can, so that just in case anything happens, I will reach for the right can and have the right ammo for what I need to do to protect myself and my family and anything that kind of goes down. And the sad thing is, I'm not sure, Dimitri, if I should protect myself from the left or the right, but I'm more threatened by the left than I am the right. Isn't that crazy? I'm more threatened by Democrats than I am by Republicans.
Yeah, because they have really showed their behind. Kels, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Let's see. Dear Selfie says Cardi B, who admitted to drugging men. Yeah, I guess they don't really care though, right? D Brown, how you doing? Says everyone has a past. Yeah, that's true. Everybody. Uh, D Anderson, how you doing? I saw you earlier, but I say how you doing again. He says they're paying these fools to endorse her. They are all 304s, Too Short, Megan, Sexy, Beyonce, etc. Yeah, well, candidates have to disclose who they paid, where their money went to. So eventually, we'll find out who got what, right? But we know that Kamala raised over $1 billion. So I don't know. The rumor is people got paid. Well, we won't know until we know. What is it, the 460s or whatever it is?
Yeah, but the thing is, though, if they use a third or fourth party, they can hide exactly the money that was paid to Beyonce. So if I paid you and then you hired Beyonce, all I got to show is I paid you. So you got to kind of know how it works.
Yep. Yes, indeed. And Raven, he says, it's if unity wasn't like kryptonite to Black people, we would be ready for anything or anybody against our agenda. Yeah, it's starting to work, because think about where we are this time. Last election season, Joe Biden got the majority, and then Kamala will get the majority of Black votes this time, but he got way more than she did, right? So there is some awakening going on. Now there'll be a lot of people that try to hey Frank, how you doing? And Motion Market, there's a lot of people that'll try to deduce it down to, oh, y'all just didn't want to vote for a Black woman or a woman or whatever the case is. But it's like, no, it's not that it's a woman, it's that it's that woman that out of her mouth said, I'm not going to do nothing that's just going to benefit Black people only. No, right? But we've seen her do for everybody else that has benefited, but yet now they're realizing, damn, we have really kicked Black people in the tailbone, and a lot of them just don't want to show up for us, right? I think this is historic. Like I said, I've talked to a lot of people who were staunch Democrats and said, I'm not doing it. I'm voting for somebody else. I just cannot see myself doing it this time around. And it's like what you see with all the wars that's going on, the whether it's genocide in Sudan, Palestine, and Congo, just various places. I mean, Haiti is still, not what it will ever. I don't know if it'll ever be what it used to be, right? So when you think about all those things, plus telling Black people here in America, no, it's like, yeah, you get disenfranchised. You have to, your eyes get snatched open, right? Like, damn, in addition to the immigration that's going on over here, with them telling them, yeah, you can have everything, housing, clothing, food, education, healthcare, everything you want. You can have it, but tell Black people, no, our Black people are still the most homeless in the United States of America, sleeping on the streets. While everybody else will come over here. I've spoken to people, say, I know people who, when they got over to this border, they were told where to go and who to go talk to, whether it was to get a phone or whatever it was, fresh over the step 2 feet over the border, and were given instructions as to where to go to get help. But yet the Democrat Party will sit up there, and they're doing it till this moment, and preach the deletion of babies. And they predominantly preach that message to Black women, while they're telling everybody else, come on over, because the people that's coming over here, they don't delete their babies. Matter of fact, they are against it. They're against doing it. But that message gets inundated into the Black community while they're giving them money and resources. But wouldn't it be easy if they gave Black people money and resources that they owe Black people, so that Black women will be able to keep their babies? Because that's the number one reason why people abort, is because they cannot afford to keep the child. That is why. But we're starting to wake up. I have some hope in us waking up. I don't know if it's enough today, but we'll see.
Right. Are you sure it isn't because of the life of the mother, the incest and the rape, which is less than 2% of the incidents that actually happen?
That's some of it. And I agree. Yeah. If all that is the case, yeah, I don't think a woman should have to keep her the person that did that to her child. I don't think she should.
And there's always that exception in there. Nobody's against that.
Yeah, but that's like less than 1% of the reasons that people do it, right? So it's like, but they know that people won't know. They don't want to know. They just go along with the propaganda and the talking points. And like a lot of times when I have conversations with people, they're like, oh, I didn't know that. It's like, well, did you want to know it? Or when people was trying to tell you, I don't care. I'm voting blue no matter who. Was that your attitude? Because when you have these conversations with people, eventually they say, oh, I didn't know that. Last thing, they talk about, demonizing the black man because he wouldn't vote for a black woman, but they never, ever give the conversation that Kamala got a whole white man that she laying up in the bed with, and good and hell, goddamn well, if Barack Obama had a white woman and he was running for office, those same sisters that's in love with the fairy tale of Kamala and her white man, if they saw Obama with that, they ain't no way in hell that man would have made it out of Illinois. He wouldn't even made it in the primary. Oh no, he got him a white woman, but yet they want to demonize black men for not sticking up for Kamala, the so-called black woman. And she ain't even, she sleep white, which is her business, right? Well, why ain't they doing that to white men or even Indian men? But black men, y'all better hope if she don't win, get ready.
I agree with you on that. But usually when it comes to some of the issues that the Democratic platform is running on, if you look at their platform, number one for her was women's abortion rights to kill your children and stuff. When I talk to other women, and I understand I'm a man, but I can give you a great testimony. My youngest son is here because I fought for him, because that was the first thing that his mother wanted to do to him when in our situation. And I think this is a situation in our community that happens a lot. We have irresponsible sex, and then we try to say the first answer is to delete it. And everybody has their right to think how they're going to do. But I'm going to tell you what, I had to fight for my son's rights to be here. And yes, he drives me crazy every now and then, but I see that young grown man that went to an HBCU and how he turned out and stuff. And I look at him and I say, I saved this young man's life based on my faith. And so what I'm trying to tell you guys is, when I come to people, when it comes to political that claim to be Christians, because I'm a Christian, I'm a Catholic Christian, I say, well, based on your faith of being a Christian, you can't possibly vote for the Democrats based on the platform that they promote: transgender, deleting babies, the abolition of the nuclear family, all illegal immigration, all of these things that the Democratic platform, if you look at it biblically, and I'm not a religious person, goes against what is in the Bible. And I know you've got some people that will say, well, the man wrote the Bible and we don't know whatever. You know what? That's why it's called faith. That's why it's called faith. So, that's something when it comes to that. But I also want to mention to you guys, there was a mayor, I believe he was up in Maine or something like that, and his city is being antiquated because of the migrant crisis, and he has to raise taxes. And the thing is, his reply to his constituents, the people he worked for, was get a second mortgage. So they want you to get a second mortgage so you can continue to support illegal aliens that are here. This is the Democratic mantra that is happening. Some of you guys, when those taxes are raised, you won't even be able to afford your mortgage anymore, because you're going to be priced out. And guess what? Either you're going to be forced to sell, and you yourself is going to be homeless, because everything is going up and going up. Now you have to ask yourself, under what regime is this happening? Did this happen under the Trump regime? And I could care less about Donald Trump. What I'm saying is, you got to use your collective reasoning and saying, is my life better now than it was then? And look at what's happening. Who do you think the $25,000? Oh, Demetra, this is the thing that kills me. Oh, Trump is going to do this. Oh, Trump is going to do that. Demetra, I'm not an educated man, but we have 3 functioning sides of government, and they're all equal, correct? So if they're all equal, how can Donald Trump get rid of the Constitution? Please, somebody in the chat answer that to me. You've got 3 equal branches of government. How can Donald Trump just abolish the Constitution? All these scare tactics that's full of, that's BS, and it just doesn't make sense. It just shows you the collective scare tactics they use against Negroes. It reminds me of the old step and fetch it. You mean that, and Dimitri, you said this on one of your videos I saw. You got all these guys that are supposed to be alpha males and, they all so mean and, they're men and they stand on their square, but they're afraid of the government putting them back in slavery. Like they're just going to let it happen. It's crazy.
Yes, indeed. Corey Smith, thank you so much for the donation. Love and appreciate you for that. And Patrice, you say, do you think these felon laws should be modified? Many people who appreciate more opportunities, particularly on the federal capacity. I know they did something. I want to say, was it under the Obama administration? They kind of did something with the applications on the federal level in regards to felons being able to vote, not being able to check that box. But as far as being able to vote, felons can vote in a lot of states. Of course, there's some stipulations to some of them, but a lot of states felons can vote. So yeah. Hey, Mama Deb, how you doing? Brother Damon, how are you? Hope you're doing well. Bill, what's going on with you? Says, be ready for what I am. A black man. I always say ready. Okay. Pamela, what's going on with you? Yes, this is the early edition. Usually we do our podcast, but we decided to go live today just to kind of give everybody opportunity just to kind of maybe vent or, have a word or two. Eunice, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Says, good afternoon, Dimitri and Donovan. I hope all is well. I'm so proud of you. Donovan, you're a wonderful father and human being. Well, thank you. Thank you. Cute lady bug. How you doing? Says the Democrats have already ended America as we know it. Yeah, it's a crazy place and time. Brother Rodney, how you doing? Says they are hyper-religious versus Bible reading people. Where does it say Trump or Harris will win? That church crack got people sprung. Yeah, we'll know when we know, right? Blair, how you doing? Says it's fear mongering. Yes, indeed. And Timothy says, I never smoke weed. Never. If Trump wins, a first time for everything wearing the Trump hat. Okay. Panther Strike, he says inflation is up 7.2% since 2020. It was only up 1.2% after Trump left office. Yes, indeed. Amina,
they're estimating 22%. Inflation has gone up 22% in the Biden administration up until now. 22% difference from when Trump left office to where we're at right now.
Mm-hmm. Amina, how you doing? Tammy says, that's what I say to people that say they don't want to dictator. I asked them I asked them, you don't feel like you already have a dictator? They gave you this trash. They didn't even have a primary to decide. Exactly. You're absolutely right. To rob people of democracy and of their chance to select a candidate, that's a dictatorship. They didn't primary Kamala. Biden was primary. But the a false assumption that, well, if they chose Biden, they would have chose Kamala. It's like they didn't choose Kamala when she was running in 2019, 2020. So what makes you think people was going to choose her then? And she has some of the lowest rating as a vice president in history. But all of a sudden, she gets on the top of the ticket and she's the best thing since sliced bread, never minding the stuff that's coming up out of her mouth repeatedly. So that's why I'm like, where like this is bizarro world. All of a sudden things just kind of flipped upside down, right? It's like, but that's when you really understand it, that is how propaganda works. If you keep repeating stuff over and over and over again, making it sound good, dressing up real nice, then pretty soon people say, you're right. Excuse my French. A shit sandwich is delicious. I'm just saying. Frankie says, if she's losing, can she keep that PAC money? Well, they can use it for other stuff, but she can't just say, let me just deposit it in my bank account.
Yeah, she could give it away or something.
Yeah. Let's see here. Raven says, white men are jumping for joy that Kamala wants women to control their own bodies because sisters can go on deleting babies. White men are trying to stop white women from deleting babies because it dilutes their race. Yeah. That is true. TW, how you doing? Says, thank you for this afternoon treat. I just don't see black men turning out for Kamala. Well, some will, but to the degree that they did for Biden, Obama, and Hillary, doesn't look like it, right? Even black women, I think there's a lot of black women who is like, nah, I'm good. But she still will get the lion's share of black votes, I believe. Curly Girl says, it's wrong if illegals vote, but American men who have felony records can't. Just depends on where they live. They can vote. But see, that's that, oh, well, how do you got 34 felonies and how could he vote? It's like, well, fellas can vote depending on the circumstances where they live. But they know most people won't think past that talking point because, again, the propaganda just keep repeating it over and over and over again. And people say, yeah, how can a fill and vote. It's like, well, if you just go to Google, just go to Google. It'll tell you that they can, you know. 70 DRC said the local host here on the Black Talk station, WVOV, said Trump was going to deport us black folks if we get back in office. Nonsense. Yeah, I've heard on the radio stations that, and you going back on the plantation. They want. It's like my thing is this, okay? And sorry, it's the sun is coming in. My thing is this: if your candidate was so dope and dynamic, why do you need to fearmonger? Why not tell people what your candidate is doing that is so lovely and wonderful for them? Right? Because we've heard Kamala, Trump. Well, Trump did it. Well, Trump did it too. Well, Trump did it. But it's like, nah, tell us why we should vote for you. The radio stations and all these shills and pundits that are trying to freak people out, especially black people. Tell us why. Well, give us a good reason why I should go in there and vote for Kamala that has nothing to do with a plantation, Trump, or anything else that we know ain't gonna happen. You know what I mean?
I have one better for you guys. When Trump came into office in 2016, when he came in office 2016, you guys do realize he had the House and he had the Senate. You guys do realize that, right? And he was the president. So that means the right had all functions of government, correct? He had the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court has been, since 2000, has been predominantly Republican in sway, right? If he was going to deport black people, why wouldn't he have done it in his first term when he had all the mechanisms to do so? Just something to think about.
Frank, what you know about Edward L. Bernays? I think everybody should study Edward L. Bernays. He is considered to be one of the most modern fathers, if you will, of public relations and propaganda, and all that. You're right, MK Ultra style. Study Edward L. Bernays. He's actually the nephew of Sigmund Freud, and together they figured out how to get into the psyche of consumers, the American people specifically, because that's where Edward L. Bernays lived, even though Freud was in Vienna. But they figured out how to get people to be consumers the way we are, and to believe that we needed things that we never thought we needed at all. But yeah, I love when people are very educated. But yeah, look up Edward L. Bernays. You'll learn a lot. Thank you for that, Frank. Let's see here. Where did I leave off? Mr. Mystical Black Realms, how you doing? Say absolutely. And Yorkie Yoga Live, Live, Love, Laugh. How you doing? Says I voted for the best candidate myself. Okay, so you voted for yourself. Some people can write themselves in. Let's see who else is on here. It says, Dimitri, you're my kind of sister. Okay, it says always spot on every on evidentiary facts. Brother Donovan, you are the epitome of being self-educated and a free thinker. This is what our people need more of today. Yeah, and we try to do it with love. You know, and ever in austerity or anything like that. Unfortunately, that is not what we've been met with. You know, we've been cut off, cussed out. I mean, y'all can see my inboxes. I rarely go in them, but sometimes I do. Somebody said something real vile to me today. I was like, oh, tell me how you really feel, but I'm gonna report your ass. You know, let the white man deal with you on that one. You know, because sometimes people say stuff. I'm like, it's funny, but you know, when you go a little bit too far, it's like, yeah, I'm gonna report you. Let you have to explain why that is even in your mind in the first place, right? But, you know, that's all we try to do, just give people information. We learn from y'all too. And then what, you know, but my thing is this. I think this election got so bad, election season, is because you have people trying to change other people's minds. We're not trying to change anybody's mind. We'll just give you the information. If you want the information, great. But the cussing out and blocking and talking to people crazy comes from because you won't do what they say do. You don't think like I think, so I'm going to cut you off or, you know, be disrespectful. And it's like, well, if that's what you need to do, I'm probably better off without you, you know?
Let me just say this for you guys. At the end of the day, is your life going to change no matter who gets in that office? The election that you should be really most concerned about is your mayor, your sheriff, your judges, your city council members, your city planners, you know, the ones that affect you directly, those guys. Right here in California, I have a 23-year-old car. It costs $200 to register that car. Those are the things that are important to me, because my local government put a tax on me that I didn't even ask for. Whatever Kamala or Donald Trump does, by the time it gets to me, it'll be so watered down because everybody is a part of that. So it doesn't really affect me. But these little taxes, good example, we had Measure M, which was a school tax. I don't even have kids that go to the school system, but okay, I'll support it. Fine. They upgraded all of these schools. My property tax went up $183 when that happened. Now, 4 years later, they're coming back asking for more money. Your local elections is what you need to be worried about. At the end of the day, are you going to still live? Are you still going to, at the end of the day, no matter who gets in there, how dramatic is your life going to change? Other than if Kamala gets in, you're going to get more illegals into your neighborhood. Other than that, you're going to be the same. You're going to be okay. Okay, everybody, at the end of the day, you're going to be okay.
Frank, yes. Edward L. Bernays made it popular for women to smoke. They called it torches of freedom because women cannot smoke back then in public. And he fashioned a campaign with that of Lucky Strikes, Virginia Slim, for women to go and light up in public. So they called it torches of freedom. And that's kind of, you see it today with the reproductive rights stuff. It's kind of the same propaganda, if you will. So yeah, a very good correlation. I love it. Cool W. How you doing? It says, so many Black Christians are voting for Kamala. It's sickening to me. I pray she doesn't win. If she does, things will get very bad. Oh, yes. If you think they bad now, just wait. Facts Not Feelings. It says Trump will lock up and let me get these comments out. Trump will lock up and deport Blacks randomly. One thing I noticed about older Black Dems with this talking point, they have no morals or scruples, yet they are the most religious and church going. Yeah, and if you call them on it, it's like, well, it's like, nah, how you voting for that?
They don't care. Their grandkids have no chance. I mean, you can tell them everything that has to do with their legacy. They don't give a damn. They're going on cruises. And rightly so. Do what you got to do. But they don't care because they're checking out of here. You could tell them all of the facts that are there. They don't care because they are programmed to vote Democrat, period.
And that girl, how you doing? Says Trump didn't do anything to hurt Black people, but the Democrats do. I agree. It has he done some things? Yeah, he probably has, but to the degree that the Democrats, oh no. Mama Deb says Trump actually said that Black Americans built this country twice. He did say that. He did. Urban Royce, how you doing? Says if you write on the ballot, it's null and void. Right. Well, the probability of myself winning is slim, right? Okay, so let's see. Brenda Starr, how you doing? Says, I really can't wait till it's over. I can't believe so many people are blind to these Democrats pushing this plantation mind control. Damn, we hurting now. Yeah, Brother Don, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. MC Fact, what's going on with you? Said someone just brought up Jill Stein. Has anyone looked at her website and where she stands on issues? Yeah, she's kind of all over the place. Open borders. Sounds like she's for the deletion of babies. I saw her on Twitter explain it. She's a doctor, she says. And she sees the worst case scenario with people doing it illegally. She is for reparations. So it's kind of like, her platform is kind of all over. So Quicks, how you doing? Hope you're doing well.
And let me answer that real quick. And also you got to remember Jill Stein. I'm not saying don't vote for her. But again, this system is based on two parties. When another party rises, both parties attack that party. So let's just say for shits and giggles that Jill Stein wins. There's no Green Party members in Congress. How is she going to push her agenda through? I'm not saying don't vote for her, but what I'm saying is 3 equal branches of government. If you don't have anybody in Congress to represent you, like in a parliamentarian situation, how is she going to get her agenda through if both parties are against her as the president itself? So something to think about.
Hey, Average Logical Thinker, how you doing? Yes, it is election day. I'm not really paying attention at this moment because I'm like, I'm not going to be driven crazy all day by people's nonsense online and stuff. I'll check when I need to. We're supposed to be coming back after the election. So I don't know if we'll be back here at 5. I think we're probably going to wait and watch the election results. And then, we'll discuss whatever comes out of it, right? Let's see here. Libby, how you doing? It says, He says, I'm with at Miss S. Give me my reparations so my family and I can be out. Okay. But they ain't trying to see us leave though, right? Tyson, the God, how you doing? Says the transatlantic slave trade was a lie. My people been here. Yeah, well, there's some people who did come over here, and there's some people who were already here. So yes, indeed. Voodoo Glitch, how you doing? Says Jill is a Zionist in green clothing. Okay. Quick, she says, I think Trump foments racism and is for rich people, but Harris is low key the same. But they don't tell you that the tax breaks that he put in office in 2016 are still there, and Kamala is rich. She had a whole bunch of rich people come on stage to tell us commoners what to do, right? How to vote. So it's like, Trump is rich. Trump has been born rich. He's always been rich. And that's one thing I think we need to do, especially in our community. I'm not saying this about you, Quicks, to stop demonizing the wealthy. And that's the ideology that we learned from church. Oh, money is bad. You don't have to come and struggle. Nah, I ain't not waiting no for my heaven in the damn sky. I want my heaven now. You know what I mean? You don't see your pastor, not you, Chris, I'm just saying in general, you don't see your pastor talking about, well, I just got off the bus to come teach a sermon to you. You see him kick his gators up out of his double R with his R on his wrist, come up in there and tell you to, this heaven coming later, just, keep sowing the seed of faith. Now we want our heaven now. Right? So there's nothing wrong with being rich. I think we all should strive to be rich or get close to it. But of course, I know some people saying, oh, the love of money. What is it? The love of money, or is it, money is the root of all evil, but it's the love of money that's the root of all evil. So if you love money more than you love people and you use money to do evil things, yeah. But as Reverend Ike said, he said it ain't the love of money is the root of all evil. He said it's the lack of money. That's the root of all evil, because he says, have you seen what people do when they ain't got money? So we got to get out of that mind frame of it's bad to be rich. Kamala, I was going to say black ass, but I'm not sure. Kamala ain't going home to squalor. Hell, her bathtub so clean, she can wash greens up in the mug. You know what I'm saying?
But it's alleged that her family owned slaves and she was compensated by the Jamaican. Her family was compensated by the Jamaican government in reparations for those slaves that they had to give up, allegedly.
Yeah, but but she stands up there talking about he wants to give tax breaks to the millionaires and billionaires. Hell, for you a millionaire. Beyonce and her husband, we have Beyonce up on the stage. They billionaires. Mark Cuban is a billionaire. All them people got money, but she know how propaganda works. And she tells people who are struggling to go to the store and buy a freaking tomato or put gas in the car or figure out how they're going to pay their rent. She knows she sell that ideology, rich is bad, rich is bad. And then she knows the commoners, I'm just using that term, will, say, well, you're right. Money is bad. Well, I need to vote for the candidate that's against money. Is Kamala going to be at the soup kitchen with you? The most she going to do, because I seen her handing out food after the hurricane, most she going to do is get a ladle of soup and give you some and go take her ass back to her clean-ass bathtub when she washing greens for Doug and them. Just saying.
Yeah, can I add this? Remember Citizens United? You guys remember the Citizens United thing? That is where money and influence in politics is the problem. Democrats ran on that for years. See, if you guys watched the show a few shows back, I explained exactly these wedge issues that the Democrats run on, but they have no intention of solving it. I've been hearing about senior medicine since I was a teenager. Oh, senior, they haven't solved it yet. They keep saying, oh, the seniors. These are all wedge issues. Obama, when he ran on codifying Roe versus Wade. Then he gets in there the day after he's elected and he holds a press conference. You can see it on YouTube. And he says, well, that's not my first priority anymore. I'm not going to worry about that right now. So now you got these women up in arms about, oh, my God, women's abortion rights are at stake, when the Democrats could have codified that, or 50 years worth of codifying. They didn't do it. It's a wedge issue to run on. And notice that all of these women that are weak-minded aren't looking at it and saying, wait a minute, Roe versus Wade in 1973 was passed. All of this stuff has happened since then. We've had a few Democratic presidents in there and nobody's codified it into law. And yet they keep, they don't do it. And yet I'm still upset at the fact that now they've taken it down to the states, because you can still get an abortion if you want to, ladies. What is more democratic than the states deciding what's best for them, right? But they say, oh, money in politics is the problem. Okay, you've had it twice now, Democratic administrations that could have done something about getting rid of Citizens United, but they didn't do it. And remember, I told you guys, every 25 or 30 years, the parties flip. How is it in less than 20 years now, the Republicans are the party of the average man, the blue collar worker, because Donald Trump, a former Democrat, ran as a Republican, and he's a populist. And now the Democrats are the party of the rich. Ask yourself that.
Man, Ahmad, did I tell y'all I love smart men? I really do. Y'all know how long I've been telling people to watch that documentary. It's a 4-part series, The Century of the Self. And it talks about how we got here. Now, some people say, oh man, it's boring. Do you know how much information is in that documentary? It's on YouTube for free. The Century of the Self, 4-part series, is originally on PBS. And man, it's eye-opening, but you know, if it ain't sexy, a lot of times people don't want to watch it. You know, that's boring. But yeah, check it out, The Century of the Self.
That goes into the, to my Tyler Perry, Love and Skankness, and all the shows I like. I got to watch those type of shows.
I've seen it several times. Yeah, because I'm one of those people like information. But yeah, I have I studied Edward L. Bernays extensively. So yeah, I think people, once you study that and you watch Century of the Self, then you understand how we got to where we are in society. It's groupthink, right? It's mind control. MK Ultra, as a lot of you guys have pointed out, it's engineered the way it is now. It's been engineered to be that. Hey Tracy, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. It says not moving now, can finally speak. Hey, okay, so you were driving. All right. Church lady say we back. Yes, indeed. Let's see who else is on here, because we're gonna get out of here shortly. And Brother Reggie, you said you just got up. It's 4 in the morning there. Yeah, we're live. We just decided to come on. Usually we'll do our podcast and it's not live, but we decided to do it today because it is election day and people's nerves are bad, and just want to talk it out instead of sitting at home and watching people crash out and their opinions, this, that, the other. So we just thought we'd provide the space for people to kind of decompress a little bit, because at the end of the day, no matter who wins this election, Black people, we still got to keep pushing. We are the triple OG survivors, not only just in America, but in the world, right? We have been counted out by everybody time and time again. And like a phoenix, we rise from the ashes, but we got to stay up out the ashes and stay up, start building, start, practicing group economics and a whole host of things, right? But I would say, even if Kamala does win, that we sent the Democratic Party a message that Black people are no longer going to be bending over for that kick in the tailbone anymore. If you kick us, it won't be because we let you, right? And that gives them something else to think about this in 4 more years, the other elections in between, the midterms or whatever. But in the meantime, whatever happens, we still keep waking each other up and say, hey, we are worthy of having something too. And we're not saying Black people should get it all. We're saying we want something too. You give everybody else something and tell Black people, oh, I'm not going to do nothing for you specifically and all this other stuff. But yet our votes, just think of the madness. The Black vote, along with everybody else, but specifically the Black vote, is going to help potentially Kamala do for everybody else, while she has told us, I'm not doing anything for you specifically. To this day, they have forced her to say, oh, I support a study. Heifer, we don't want no study. You know what it is and why we asking for it. But see, that's that playing games, because she knows that her, lap dogs will run out. What she says, she supports a study. Well, they can't just do anything just for Black people. She ain't, gonna be the president of just Black people. But has she gone into a white church? I don't know. Tell me something. Has she gone into the temples, or where the Sikh community or any of that? Has she gone into the highways and the byways of, our church of perpetual help, the Catholic churches? Has she gone there? Or has she just gone to the black churches and asked us for something repeatedly, like all of her predecessors do? And then when they get in the office, Joe Biden, we ain't forgot. Black people, you've had my back, I'm gonna have yours. And that man totally got in there and forgot who the hell he is, right? Let alone black people. But yes, she gonna do the same thing. And she said out of her own mouth, well, no, I can't. I don't see anything differently I would do. So basically, she's saying I'm gonna continue the benign neglect of the most loyal group of people ever walking the planet of the United States of America that continuously votes for us, and we kick them in the tailbone each and every time. Me personally, I just decided to stop signing up for it. Who you vote for is your business. But all I said, even before Kamala got on the top of the ticket, I was not voting for Biden. So it wasn't about her personally. She just switched sides. And so I made it very clear, I'm not voting for neither one of them. And I didn't.
Let me just add this before we get out of here. And I think it's important. And I've been saying this in this whole election cycle. I want you guys to remember this. It's very simple. In the next 4 years, if Kamala gets, well, even in the next 4 years, even if she doesn't get reelected, in the next 4 years, it is predicted that 11 to 22 million illegal people have come to this country. And these people have been shipped to mostly black neighborhoods in major Democratic cities and states. Okay. So what does that do? It waters down the black vote and it waters down the neighborhood of gentrification. Gentrification, they saw the blueprint. The blueprint is California. Look at California. California is the test bed. We did not get reparations here, even though we passed the study. We passed the committees. We did everything we're supposed to do. Now it was time to vote. We didn't get it. There are less than 5% of black people and counting leaving California because now it's economics that is pushing black people out of here. In California, black people have no political voice. None. Zero. This is the test bed. So when you're talking to people about, politics or whatever, and black issues, just say, look at California, a super democratic state, and they couldn't even get reparations. Black people have been gentrified out. They're building super stadiums for the rich elite in black neighborhoods to move them out of there. So now what you're looking at is in your neighborhood, as they're bringing these migrants in there. Sorry, my dog is pulling on the power cord. As they're moving these migrants into your neighborhood, where do you think they're getting that playbook from? So if you know what is going on here in California, you will know and witness and be aware of what they're doing in your community. The number one thing you need to do is stop electing people that look like us and stop voting on color and DEI or she's a woman and this, that, and start voting on your pocketbook. And if the people that you send to do your business is not doing the job, you need to get them out of there in one term. Do not reward them. Look at California. That's all you have to do. You don't have to explain anything. Look at California, what they did here. That is the Democratic policy across the nation. If she gets in there for another 4 years and another 11 million illegals get to come into this country, black people will have no voice. It's already bad enough we're at the bottom of the economic scale. This is how crucial it is for black people to get this right. And I'm gonna leave it at that. Look at California.
Yeah, and if we don't get it right, we keep trying and trying. But, I just really want to say too, you guys, whatever that happens, I know some people will take it personally. I didn't personally get that invested. I just know that for me personally, I was not going to vote for Kamala. Like I said, I know people personally who have been harmed by her policies. Y'all see the sun was beaming in. I was like literally melting. I know people who personally been harmed by her policies. And I just in good faith could not do it, especially since she continued to run around lying, saying nobody got hurt and this, that, and the other. It's like, golly. You know what I'm saying? Even if you were to say, you're sorry or whatever, and they talk about Trump and the Central Park Five and him not being apologetic. It's like, what about Kamala? She's not apologetic for the black people, and not even just black people, other people, white people too, that got harmed. Hispanics, all kind of people got harmed by the stuff that she did. And she just, oh well, and this, but it's like it's good when she does it, but when everybody else does it, oh, they're the worst thing ever. So I personally just couldn't do it. But you guys are gonna be all right. We're gonna be all right. As I said, Black people, we survivors. But we finally need to just understand that we all we got. You know what I mean? Kamala, she Black now, but wait till she take her ass into that White House.
She will be the first
saying,
Indian president of the United States. Watch.
Well, not even that. I mean, just look at her staff. Black, and I saw somebody else mention it too. All these Black organizations, NAACP and all, and they was mad with Kamala. I heard Al Sharpton talking about how they was mad because she gave all that money to white firms to help get the word out about the election, even placing ads on Black radio stations and using white political firms to do it. And it's like, what about the Black people? But you so goddamn Black though. You so Black, but yeah, you don't think Black people need that money. And I already told Black people you're not getting no reparations, right? Black people are the most homeless, and then the Black political firms are like, hey, we can help. You give it to the white folks. She's probably surrounded by a whole bunch of white people. So y'all think she's gonna get in the White House and do what Obama was doing, singing Al Green, and acting like he's so damn Black himself? Hell no, she's not gonna get in there and do none of that. She ain't gonna know Black people until 4 more years. Hi, how y'all doing? It's been a while.
yeah, and it's really crazy because if people don't see what she's doing, how she's bringing these celebrities out, people were under the assumption Beyonce was going to perform. She showed up at SNL last weekend, which is a FCC violation because they're not supposed to do that in regards to equal time of what they're supposed to give the candidates. So, I mean, she's using all of these backdoor tricks, and yet we keep talking about how Donald Trump is this, lawless guy that doesn't do anything. Everything that this woman does has been lawless. Again, look at California, keeping people past their prison sentences, covering up evidence that would have freed innocent people, not investigating the Mitrice Richardson case and letting the police go, be investigated. Kamala Harris was against body cams for the police in California altogether. It's just, again, you guys, I'm from California. I live in California, and I'm not saying I don't like her because of, oh, she's a woman. That lady, stop with that BS. That is the weakest argument you guys have. And I'm going to say this, I don't mean to be disrespectful to women, but I want you guys to understand from a man's perspective, at least this man's perspective, you make women look even weaker when you come with that excuse. Oh, you don't want to vote for a woman because she's a woman. That's not it. It's because she's a bad candidate. She is an evil woman. Look at what happened here in California. I'm from California. I witnessed it. I know Cherie Peoples as well. What she did was abominable to a lot of people here in California. And there's no way I'm going to vote for her. There's just no way. So if you don't care about that, you just don't care about it. But guess what? If she gets in that office, I want you guys to come back on the show and say, you know what? Yeah.
Raven, I don't really do advertisements, but if you want to put something in the comment section, if you have a business or something, yeah, sure, go ahead. I encourage that. But as far as like me personally taking money for advertisement, no, I don't do that. But yeah, if you have something you want the people to know about, feel free to put it into the comment section. Brenda, you say, yeah, and to all those that think she's the best choice, well, if she wins and you get your share of immigrants, don't complain. Oh no, they ain't gonna complain. Miss Jackson, how you doing? She says, Teach Donovan, how's it going in Chicago? Are y'all holding the line? What's really good? We watching. You guys are the beacon of hope. And I think really Chicago was the epicenter of Black Americans saying, wait a minute now. They doing what? They moving who? Into where? So we still watching. So we're gonna see what happens. Hopefully, at the very least, Chicago does turn red and give the Democrats a black eye for, messing with y'all down there. So we're going to see. Magnetter, how you doing? He says, stick to my stance, voted for the couch. There's still a lot of people who mad about that. How dare you stay on the couch? Your ancestors died. It's like, if they died, but they were murdered, let's keep it real. They did not die for you to keep going and voting for nothing. Tell the whole story, right? Tracy says my couch don't look. It says your couch don't look. Okay. And Buckhorse, how you doing? Says the Israelites are here. I see y'all. Okay. Yeah, astrological thinker says the Dems. These Dems don't believe fat meat is greasy. They will all regret voting for her. Mark my words. I totally agree with you. Michael, how you doing? Said whoever wins, we lose. Come on now. Huey, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Black American expat, how are you? Says Frankie Beverly. Said, look at California. Yeah. California is just that California is my home state. I was born and raised in California, Oakland, California, to be exact. And every time I go back to visit, which is often, I'm like, golly, I just don't recognize this place anymore. I just don't. And I left in 2020, and it just, man, just that fast, it's become unrecognizable. So, United States is going to be California. Just call it the United States of California from now on. Okay. Let's see. Pamela says, what is the name of the documentary? The Century of the Self. The Century of the Self. It's a 4-part series. It's really, really good. Sit down and watch it and, learn something. Like I said, I've watched it several times because I don't think people really understand. And Edward L. Bernays is who they were talking about as well. Let's see. Yes, FM Century of the Self. Miss White, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. You said Trump 2024, okay. Mad Doggy Crazy says the toilet 2024. Scoop, how you doing? It says anybody but the Calculus. Wow. Y'all got so many names for that lady. It's crazy. Tracy says, I remember seeing Kamala in old footage with her pen. She was a power to do whatever. Yeah, she says she could really make some things shake with her pen.
Ruin people's lives with her pen. She said, yep. Then drop the charges. That's what she's basically saying. I can ruin your life with an executive order and then drop the charges or whatever. It's, again, look at California. If you guys aren't really political and know the ins and outs of what politics is, and nobody actually does. I mean, Demetrius pretty good with it. I love it. Just say, look at California. That's all you got to say. Look at California. Where are the Black people in California? Look at Oakland, what they're doing in Oakland, all the crime that's rampant and stuff like that, to run Black families out of the city, make it so economically unaffordable that they have to leave and head back to the South or where they can afford to live. That is Democratic policy.
Shelly says she stole Nina Simone's estate from her daughter and gave it to white people. Yeah, I've been hearing a lot about that. You know what's so crazy? If I had $1 for every time somebody said that I look like Nina Simone, I'd be rich. I'm like, I just don't see it. I've heard Nina Simone. I've heard Bahamadia. Somebody said that I look like
wrong. A Bryn. You look like a Bryn the novelist. That's who you look like.
You look like my mama. Yes. Yeah, if I showed you a picture of my mom, you'd be like, wow, are you your mom? People say I sound like her and everything. But yeah, I'd actually need to get a little bit more educated about that story because that is very interesting. Let's see. Facts Not Feeling says she used policy to harm Black in order to appeal to white supremacy so she can get in higher office. They always do, don't they? You're welcome, Raven. They always do that. They always throw Black people under the bus. Brother Reggie says NBC had to give free time to Trump to run an ad to avoid that FCC violation. I hope the FCC still goes after them. They didn't give free time Jill Stein or Cornel West. Well, they kept them off of the ballots, they being a Democrat in most states. So that's why some people say, I think, that they're not on Illinois ballots because, they did a job on them, if you will.
Yeah, but the rule is that FCC violation has to go to all presidential candidates, have to get equal time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And they didn't. So, but obviously we know that the media is in the fix for Kamala. They just are. Libby says Kamala Harris isn't a great person to work with behind closed doors. Yeah, a lot of her staff in 2019, 2020, they quit. They said she wasn't paying people. She ran out of money. Even when as the vice president, a lot of her staff quit, saying she was hard to work for. And it sounds like even now, some people saying, she's a lot, so I don't know. Maybe people are seeing something we don't see. Roz, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Who else? D26, how you doing? Says, I just came from Chicago this weekend. Family, they're overwhelmed by the illegals. One place I really didn't see them was in the north side. For some reason, is that where white folks live? Because if that's where they live, that's why you didn't see them there. But they know they can do whatever to Black people. But Black people in Chicago are starting to wake up and say, nah, But at the very least, I hope Black people make Mayor Brandon Johnson a one-term mayor. I hope that he does not get back in office. I hope that he gets showed the door, and tell him to let the people he led up over here take care of him. That's what I hope anyway. Let's see. Sharon says in 4 more years, the sheeple will vote for her again. They might. It's strange that things have happened. Novel, how you doing? Says my ancestor died so that I would have the right to vote for whoever I wanted to vote for, and the damn sure ain't the Democrats. Right? Can you imagine our ancestors who was getting water holes, bitten by dogs, and a whole bunch of other stuff, looking at us saying, "You big dummy." We were voting to get something, whether we agree with it or not. Right? Civil rights and all that. They were voting for that. They weren't voting for us to just go in there and get that funky sticker. I voted, ancestors. I vote. That's not what they were doing. They're like, do something, get something. Ain't that what Michelle Obama said? Do something. Well, yeah, do something to get something. Don't just go in the booth so you can put it on Facebook talking about I voted. I did the ancestors proud. Ancestors turned their backs on us like you didn't do us proud. All our blood in this ground has gone in vain because y'all keep voting for. I just can't even formulate the word. Just nonsense. Just keep voting for it and pretending like you're doing something. Look at all the other communities around the United States, the Muslim community. They're like, nah, Biden and Harris, they are for the genocide of Muslim people, the Palestinians, and so we cannot do it. We're going to go vote uncommitted, or some of them like, we'll just straight out vote for Trump as a protest, but we cannot continue to vote for them when the United States of America is stamped on those bombs and weapons that are killing those people wholesale. At least they have a reason and they're convicted. Like, so what if Trump goes back in office? We won't help her get there, right? So at some point in time, Black people got to say, nah, we got to stand on it. We just have to. Let's see. Grace Kelly, how you doing? Says I didn't like either candidate, so who do you choose? Which one is lesser two evils? Well, in my opinion, I think Trump is a lesser.
Don't vote for evil.
Yeah, right. In my opinion, Trump is a lesser two evils. I'm not telling you who to vote for. That's just my opinion. I know some people will say that is not, but Trump has not written any legislation or used legislation. I know some people say, oh, he stacked the Supreme Court and all this stuff, but he has not written any legislation to harm Black people. Now, some people say, well, they taking the books out of school and they don't want to teach African-American studies. Good. Teach it to your own Black kids. Why do you want the white school system to teach your Black child about anything about who they are? See, that's the other thing too. Black people got to get knowledge of self. We get knowledge of self. You don't get mad over that consensus. That's the other stuff. That's the propaganda. Oh, they're getting rid of DEI. Oh, they're getting rid of affirmative action. Oh, they don't want you to read Black books. You ain't got Black books in your house? What are your children reading? Or are they on the phone all day on social media because you too stupid to get a book? Now, I ain't talking to y'all. I'm talking to them. So they know how to keep us mad in a constant state of anger. Oh, they won't let us do this. They gonna put us back on the plantation. And somebody else said in here too, if you stupid enough to let them put you back on the plantation, maybe that's where you belong. And the rest of us will be safer if you that damn stupid. Okay? How you went? Okay, well, all right. If you say so, I'm gonna go back on it. Y'all, half y'all don't even want to go to work at Taco Bell, let alone pick no damn cotton. Tobacco.
Malcolm X said it best. Where you gonna get a better house than you get here? Where you gonna get a better master than you're gonna get here? You've got some people, and Brother Phil Scott said this, and if you think about it, it makes sense. They don't mind being in captivity as long as they're comfortable. They don't mind.
Yeah, and you're right. There are a lot of migrants that came over here legally. I know some, right? And they ain't for Kamala. They like, nah, if I had to get it out the mud, they got to get it out the mud too. Okay, now why should they come over here and just get it all? When there's people been over here 20, 30 years trying to become a citizen, and here these people come. They, you know what I'm saying? So it's crazy. Yeah, I've heard that a lot. Bahamadia. You know how we do. Anyway, Donovan, so we coming back. Hey, Isaiah. Lala, how you doing?
Absolutely. How can we not come back when, a lot of our friends here are watching and reporting from where they're at, I think we should come back. And like I said, even though I'm supposed to cover what's going on, I don't think I really need to. It depends on how I feel, because it doesn't matter who wins or loses or whatever. Even though again, this is Donovan, I predict Donald Trump will blow her out in the Electoral College. No doubt in my mind. A third of Black people are not voting for the Democratic candidate. They have walked away from the Democratic Party. And when that happens to a Democratic candidate for president, they cannot win. And so, yeah, we need to come back and kind of check this down as it goes down, because after about 5 o'clock California time, when people are getting off work and, going to the polls, whatever, that's really going to show us where everything is going to be at. So I think we should come back.
Abdiel, he says the N-words and MAGA rock. What does that even mean? What does that even mean? And you in here crashing out? Because like I said, I don't want nobody up in the comment section stressing themselves out. I can help you get up out of here so you can have a peaceful life. But don't come over here and let us stress you out. If this ain't your cup of tea, then I don't mind helping you, alleviate the stress.
Let me say this. Abdil Yahawashi, whatever his name is, Yahawashi, he says, why he got a Confederate flag on his head? Now, Abdil, I'm very sure you're a very democratic person and you believe in democracy and all this other stuff. If you believe that this is a Confederate flag, which is your right, don't I have a right to wear what I want to wear? And as a veteran who picked up a gun and defended this great country 16 times, put my life on the line as they tried to send me over there because people like you won't do it, I think I earned the right to put whatever I want on my head. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but that's the other thing too. Where do y'all get off thinking y'all could try to shame people or tell people what to do? I don't get that. These are very grown people. Donovan is a very grown man who can wear what he wants. If you don't like it, too bad. I'm telling you right now, Donovan's not the type of person that's going to go up to you and say, well, I don't like this, that, the other about you. He's going to be like, do you? Because
and you're welcome. And you're welcome.
Right. And, as Donovan said, hell, he's paid for the right. This man has done 16 tours of duty. He has spent 24 years in the military so that you could be up on here typing and thumb thugging on YouTube. Or you got the nerve to ask him why he wearing what he want to wear? Because he wants to. I almost let it rip, but I was like, no, I'm a lady. I don't cuss online. But yeah, he can wear what he wants to. And that's the part that really it's like nails to a chalkboard to me.
Again, I don't get this pushback from MAGA Red. They don't say a word. MAGA Red is like, hey, do you? I only get attacked by Democratic operatives and people that identify with the Democratic Party, but they're for democracy. They keep telling you Trump is a threat to democracy, but all I see is people that are from the left attacking people that are from the right. I'm a veteran. You need to thank me for the rights that you have, because I know damn well from the look of your name, you ain't joining no white man's military and all this other stuff. I ain't gonna go over there and do that. You got the white man's military. That's fine. But guess what? Somebody's got to protect this country. And you need to damn sure get on your damn knees and lick boots of a veteran who's out there homeless, but yet fought for your rights to do what you're doing right now.
Period. In that order, boo. Okay. So it's 11 Eastern time. I think that's 11 Eastern time, because California is 3 hours behind New York. So 11 Eastern time, I think. Fishing with Rick, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. So we're gonna get out of here. Let me see if Kelly, how you doing? Says, I don't want Kamala to win. She's destroying our economy and she doesn't care about us. Well, if she wins, then we got to keep on keeping on. Marcus, how you doing? Says they won't shame Mike Tyson though. Okay. He gonna be like, what's really good? Come take it off my head. If you got a problem with it, come take it off my head. They ain't gonna do that. That's why I said it'd be thumb thugging. You ain't never gonna get froggy enough to leap. Never. Online,
crazy? Look, I'm going to the thing. What's crazy? He's not there anymore. Isn't that strange?
No, it ain't. That's just the nature of what they do. They do all that walking tall and talking tough in the comment section, but they can't back it up with nothing. Just bumping their gums and their thumbs. Carmen, and how you doing? It says Donovan, veterans like us realize you have the right to do what you want to do. That's what's supposed. To set the country apart from others. Semper Fi. I'm a Marine too.
Yeah, we got to give thanks to those that really support the military. Demetria was one of them because she was a private dancer, a dancer for money.
Y'all was broke, okay? Y'all don't know about no money. Y'all was broke, okay? But you E1s, E2s, E3s, broke. Y'all had a flossy car with a high ass car payment, but McDonald's, I don't get paid just yet. Yeah.
We didn't take you to McDonald's. We took you to Denny's after the all nighters. We went to Denny's and kicked it over there.
Listen, I ain't had no all nighters with nobody, boo. Okay, I was at home at the.
No, I'm talking about the all night NCO dances.
You do protest too much. No, I really didn't have no all-nighters. First, I wouldn't let you stay on the base all night. You have to leave at a certain time.
Oh, there's Abdel again. He's GMSS Israel Prophecy on Facebook. Man, if you're an Israelite person, they should be ashamed of you, dog. They should be ashamed. I hope that money that you're getting is worth you embarrassing yourself, your family, and your religion.
Basically, he just saying, I'm just talking. We get it. We love on people who need attention too. If you need attention, we'll give it to you. It's probably not going to be what you want, but we'll give you the attention nevertheless. Okay, we got time. Yes, everybody appreciate your service, Donovan. I appreciate everything that you do.
Because people got to realize, even if you're a veteran and the veteran is totally wrong, they're right. Even if a veteran is totally wrong, they're right. You know why? Because they put their life on the line so that we can live the way that we live. Whenever I see a redneck veteran, a Confederate veteran talking about, the South is going to rise again, you know what I do? Thank you for your service, sir. And I go about my way. I'm not going to argue with him or her. I just go about my way, because if it wasn't for them doing what they're doing, I couldn't enjoy the freedoms that I enjoy. Wow. But yet people are really great with almost 1 million veterans homeless on the streets of America, but we could let in 11 to 22 million illegal people, house them, feed them, all of that stuff. And yet the veteran is always put last, because veterans always sacrifice so that you guys can eat. Can't solve the veterans issue, but you can do all this other stuff. What a great country.
Yep. We ain't gonna pay him no mind. He keep on, he gonna get blocked. He gonna be commenting, and we ain't gonna see what he's saying. Sister B says, Demetria, sister, sound like you was doing the thing, so to speak. Listen, I was 18. I like a good time. I like to hang out with the troops. Now, listen, when I say hang out, now, I was not that kind of girl. I never have been, never will. But I was on a base of tour. Listen, I went to, Donovan helped me out, Camp Pendleton. I went to
29 Palms, your baby daddy from. Yeah.
Norton. I was at March Air Force Base. There was even one Fort Irvin.
Yeah, Fort Irwin. You had Victorville. Yep, you had George Air Force Base. Okay. Edwards. Wait, El Toro. You had to go to El Toro.
Yes.
Orange County.
Listen, me and the homies. That's why I'm like, how you young girls don't know about the bases? I turned 18. Me and all the homies was at the base. I met my baby daddy. He's a Marine. I met him at the club. Okay. And all my homegirls met somebody at the club, and we used to get on the base. It was fun, good times. When I hear the young girls talking about, I don't go to the base. I'm like, you don't know what you're missing. You just don't know.
Yeah, it wasn't always about dancing. Look, you guys, we could go back in the day. You could go to the bowling alley, hang out over there, go to the rec center.
Yes. Oh man, that was such a good time. Going back down memory lane. And now when you get older, the older women is like, I'm looking for a man with some benefits. That's what, because I was 18.
So now you go to the VFW. See, if you're an older chick, now you go to the VFW.
Nah, bro. I was at the VFW in Florida like a year ago. I can't compete with them. They still rocking the cat suits and thigh-high boots. Even at this golden age, it's like they still on the hunt. They and not even knowing the man got a wife at home. He just go to the VFW with a brown drink
for the $6 Coke and the fries and hamburger.
Crown Royal. Okay, he might twirl you around the dance floor or whatever, and maybe a little something else. But he going home to his wife. Them benefits have been sopped up a long time ago. Cynthia, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. M. Jones, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Everybody says thank you for your service. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Okay, you know what? I got you. GS Israel prophecy. Did you a prophet? Did you know you was about to be blocked? Because if you didn't, you might need to go back to Acme Academy. But your ass is out of here. Okay. Anyway. Oh, Vicky Devers, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. It's a child at my age. He is young. Okay. He ain't that young. Donovan ain't that young. Okay. He's seasoned. He well seasoned. Don't let the youthfulness fool you. He up there. Let me tell you, he's at the age where AARP be. We know you're in there. Open up. He's at the age of when he goes to Denny's. It's like, sir, here's the senior menu. Okay, we got it's where all the soft foods are, where you could just chew it, and still, you want your steak well, or how do you want us to cook it so you could, you know what I mean? So he goes to Ross on Tuesdays and he gets the senior discount. He don't even have to show his ID. 6'2", thank you so much. He said, what it is. What's up? Fisher Rick says, disabled veteran here. Thank you for all your service. Yes. Brother Reggie says, Demetrius like, I get around. No. I was still a good girl. There's a lot of people like, oh, you even to this day at my ripe old age of 42, they like, you got a child? Who knew? We didn't think you did those type of things. I'm like, I know, right? Anyway, Mama Debbie said, you know about those bases? Come on now, WC, how you doing? Says, I thank you, my nephew, my nieces, my father, grandfather, uncles, and my third and second grandfathers who, by the way, fought in the Civil War for your service. I salute you. Come on now. Yeah.
And for you ladies, again, you got to really, if you guys have daughters that the base is not like it used to be. They went away from the clubs and stuff like that because things have changed. Kids are staying indoors and stuff. But, if I had a daughter and she's messing with a military guy, at least, if something happens, like an unwanted pregnancy or something, the guy's got benefits and, the child would be taken care of. I mean, so, I'm not saying push your kids to that, but if that was the case, I wouldn't be opposed to it. It's just so sad. A lot of young girls now, they don't know anything about the military bases other than that's a white man's job and the white man got some good benefits, let me tell you. And let me tell you what the Latinos and the Asians are doing. They're joining the Air National Guard and they're joining the reserves, becoming veterans, doing their little 4 years or whatever it is, getting out, using that government-backed thing to get their homes and mortgages and using their benefits, going to the VA system, getting 100% disability because they know how to write it up or whatever, and $4,000 a month tax-free playing the game. But our folks, oh man, we gonna get this weed going. We gonna do this in general, not all of us, but that's the BS that we're pushing. Demetria, they're even saying because the economy's so bad, even the strippers are mad right now because the clubs are empty.
Brother Reggie, I will share the link later so we can console people either way it goes. Somebody's going to be hurt, upset. Me personally, I'm going to go right to sleep. Whether Kamala stays in the White House or Trump goes back into the White House, I'm going to sleep just fine, but I'll be here for y'all. In fact, I might drink me a little coffee and so I can be at my best and I can say, you know what? Go ahead, let it out. And then we have to get back to it tomorrow, okay? So, yeah, I think I will share the link. Yes, indeed. So, anyway, hey, Thunder, why are you just not coming on here? We about to leave. But we'll be back. We'll be back after the election results are called, if they are, right? Even if they're not, we'll come back and say, hey, I guess we'll wait and see. I don't know.
Demetria, I have a question though. Before we get out of here, I have a question. After this election is over, what is the point of this show continuing? What will we talk about? What will we be doing?
There's still listen. Our show focused on politics because we said that it would, but we're so much more than Kamala and Trump, right? Of course, there's still state and local things we need to focus on, but there's a lot to talk about in regards to Black America. You name it, we could talk about it. I know people said we like to hear y'all talk about relationships. I mean, we're gonna talk about it all, but of course, we want to be constructive as possible, no matter what we talk about. But yeah, we're gonna continue because the politics don't define us. Kamala, is she gonna be all right? Crunching on her greens with the dirt still up in it. Trump is still gonna be eating his McDonald's with ketchup on every damn where. We need to figure out what we gonna be doing, okay? At the end of the day. That's what we talk about. Y'all bring Walter. Y'all want Crazy Walter to come on? I'll see what he's doing. If he wants to come on tonight, I'll see where he's at. Walter is a mess. And Walt, he says, what's the point of crying? It is what it is. Yeah, I don't know. But some people are, they're gonna take this really hard. Like, oh my God. Like they're gonna go back on the plantation for real. It's like, you just stop it. You're gonna show your ass up to the real plantation tomorrow, and that's work. Okay. That's the real plantation. If you really want to think about it. You crazy, Raven, talking about those 304s on the base. I don't know. I didn't run in circles with them. I've seen them, but in passing. So anyway, BBC Brown, how you doing? Shaking my head. Thunder, we were just conversing, really just having a loose conversation, but we'll be back again live by 8 my time. Yeah, 8 my time. No, 8, no, 9, 10. I'm tripping. 10 my time, 8 Donovan's time. So I'm in Central Time Zone. So 10 o'clock my time. Y'all know that's late for me. I've been asleep 2 times over by then, but I'm going to do it just for y'all. So anyway, love and appreciate every last one of y'all. Please come back for after the election conversation. It's going to be a good one. Peace.